I don't know why, but I had never read The Tiger Who Came to Tea. It's a book by Judith Kerr. It was originally published in 1968. I grew up with my face in a book pretty much at every opportunity. So it's very bizarre that I'd never read this. And I considered reading it, and then I thought, actually, I'm going to watch the film instead. In 2019, there was a 20-minute animated version of this released, and it's based on the book. Obviously, I can't compare it to the book because I've never read it. If anybody has any information about that, please feel free to share that. But certainly in terms of the illustrations, they look very similar to the animations of the film. And I quite liked it. It's a little bit peculiar at one point. I don't necessarily like the personality of the tiger. I feel like there were missed opportunities about teaching about manners, but it's pleasant to watch because the animation style is nice. So I feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities and a very bad song choice, or an out-of-place song choice, which I'll explain in a moment. The film is directed by Robin Shaw, written by Joanna Harrison, based, of course, on the book by Judith Kerr. And this tiger comes to tea. I'll get straight to the point. There's a little girl called Sophie, brilliantly voice acted by Clara Ross, and her mother, voiced by Tamsin Gregg, are baking cakes and making biscuits and things because it's raining and they can't go to the park. And then, just as they're about to sit down and have a tea party, this tiger, voiced by David Oyelowo, comes along, knocks on the door and says, "I'm hungry, do you have any food for me to eat?" And of course they do. They have this delicious looking sweet feast that they were about to sit down and enjoy for their tea party. And the tiger comes along and eats everything, basically. He takes a little bite of something and then wolfs down the entire plate. Sophie's mother cuts a slice of cake for him and he eats, well, the rest of the cake rather than the slice. And he burps a lot. And I feel like there was a missed opportunity there. That's obviously very fun, it's silly, it's something that young children can be engaged with, and if it gets them reading, that's brilliant. And I think that's a great thing. But with the film, I feel like it was a missed opportunity to maybe teach the tiger about table manners. The only thing that kind of led to that was when I think Sophie said, "You were supposed to eat that slice, not the whole cake." That's kind of the only time they really touched upon that message. So I feel like it's a missed opportunity. But based on the book, if that encourages reading because it's fun, that's completely okay with me. And then Sophie fantasizes about the tiger staying, the tiger has to leave, and that's it, basically. It sounds like not a lot happens, and actually not a lot does happen. But because the animation is beautiful, it is absolutely visually stunning, it is impossible, or at least I found it impossible, to take my eyes away from the screen. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I feel like the narrative is actually missing a few tricks. They could have done a lot more with it. Maybe they didn't want to tamper too much with the source material. And I think maybe as a book, that's great, because literature, reading, can just be fun. You don't have to learn, I mean, you learn vocabulary. So children are going to be learning something regardless of whether there are any important, behaviour lessons or anything. But when it's a film, I feel like they really had a good opportunity to put in some messages in there without it feeling like a lecture, while children still had the chance to have some fun with this entertaining character. I know they've merchandised the tiger, and I can imagine young children getting their tiger and having their own little tea parties at home and enjoying imaginative play. So I guess if it encourages that, then that's a good thing as well. There is a song in this about maybe halfway through, 2/3 of the way through, and the song itself is not bad, but it just felt so out of place, and the mood felt different, the tone felt different, and I just felt like they were trying to shoehorn something in there to make it more engaging, but they didn't need to do that. That really didn't need to be in there, and I really didn't enjoy it. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, maybe young children like it. Personally though, I felt like it ruined it. It kind of pulled me out of this otherwise really gorgeous animation. So I don't think it's perfect, but I did enjoy it enough. I'm kind of curious now to read the book and see how it compares. Certainly, if you've got 20 minutes spare, I'd say The Tiger Who Came to Tea is well worth watching.